In Override, we trust.
Yes.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal. Override engaged.
Command to all warriors on the surface. Your task is to wipe away all hostiles. Show no mercy.
Yes, the R button is wonderful.
Seismic on Delta 5.
Copy. Echo 4 looks like we got somebody else too.
I got 2 Delta 5 and the Delta 4 almost below me. Yep.
Target spotted. Target spotted. Target spotted.
At 0%. Target acquired.
Target spotted.
Artillery strike activated. UAV activated. New target acquired.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
Charlie's got in half.
Spotted.
They're sweeping us on the left. We're getting overrun at Charlie 3, Charlie 4,
Copy.
our side. Pounding them.
Charlie's one
More
shot.
numbers.
New target
That's
acquired.
duelist.
The enemy has started to chip away at us. Stay
I'm the light 6.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
New target acquired.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
There's one.
Oh, someone's on the naughty list.
Those parts are important. Team with
Target
God, shit.
acquired.
Working on golf. got internal damage.
New target. Fire.
Only half of the enemies remain.
Critical damage.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Acquired.
Torso on that guy.
New target acquired.
Ah.
New target acquired. Target destroyed.
Nice.
Target spotted. Need assistance.
Lito, you got a guy coming around behind you on the backside. He might be running the other way though.
Target spotted.
There was a guy seen near between Echo 3. There he is.
Need assistance. Target spotted.
Sorry for the PK.
Yeah, Lima. Lima's going towards Charlie 3 from Delta 3. Oh, that leg is almost gone. Shoot the legs. Nice work, everybody. For the longest time, they couldn't figure out where the hell I was.
Something like 3B shooting. What you around, everyone?
Nice job, team. I didn't have top damage, but I did pretty well. This is an amazing build. I just came up with this today. Today is Sunday, October 27th. It is 5:19 p.m. And let me show you what makes this build work. Mostly the skills. The skills is the biggest part of what makes this build work. The build itself is unremarkable, but the skills make it work. It's actually quite similar to the Arctic Wolf A, and it's got a nice paint job. Why you should purchase this over an Arctic Wolf, it simply comes down to it has jump jets. That's what it really comes down to. I think there is an Arctic Wolf that has jump jets, but it drastically reduces the weapons complement you can put on board. So this is a 50-ton light mech, and you can go with, there is an option where you can trade out the 2 missile points and just go with doing 1 missile point on each arm, and which gives you 2 ATM-12s. It's the same amount of firepower. But what really makes this work is the fact that this has a better cooldown than the ATM-12s does. So this has a cooldown of 4 seconds, and I think the ATM-12s is 5 seconds, if I recall. It's the same as the ATM-9s. So these will fire 1 second faster. Now, the other thing is after you fire this, 1 and 2, you have to wait 5 seconds before you can fire them again. So theoretically, if you had them in chain fire, you'd have to wait 2.5 seconds in between volleys. But when you go this route with these, firing 4 of these in chain fire, as I was doing, you can almost fire them perpetually. I mean, there's a brief time in between. It's like maybe 1 second. But then you can start firing again. And that 1 second seems like a long time, but it's really not. So what else did I do on this? Well, I went with 5.5 tons of ammo. And that makes this really work out. I have 2 double heat sinks on board, and I have 2 ER medium lasers on the right torso. And this does have an option for a ballistic weapon, but I'm choosing not to use that because I'm kind of a missile kind of guy. But if you really wanted to have fun with this build and keep it like this without changing the omnipods, because yes, this is an omnipod mech, but you would get to keep these skill features here. What you could really do that would be fun is put 4 SRM-6s in here with Artemis, skip out on these lasers, and then go with like an LBX-5. And that would give you some really nice firepower. It's also going to keep it cool just by running the LBXs. You're not going to be able to put very much ammo in here, maybe 2 tons on the outside. So the heat management on this build is 1.17. Firepower is 60, but we all know it's higher than that, because the 60 is based on the maximum range of the ATMs as usual. But the optimum range, instead of it being 12, it's actually 15. So that's 6, that's 12 on top of the 60, which makes it a firepower in optimum range of 72, which is much better than 60. Then we have a speed of 81, which feels really slow, honestly. It always feels like I'm just slugging along. I don't know what it is. It's something about this mech. But now I'm using all the original omnipods on this mech, and I wouldn't have it any other way. What you get out of this deal is you get a heat -5. You're getting missile velocity +10. ER laser range +5. And then you're getting center torso +5, left and right torso +5, left and right arm +5. You're also getting torso yaw angle of +20 and heat dissipation -10. So that really makes this kind of really work out in a good way. But that alone isn't enough, because 1.17 is really not impressive. That's where you go to the skills. And on the skills tree, you really see where I clean up. So I maxed out on range because I wanted my weapons to have maximum possible range. Maximum optimal range. So instead of having 400, I'm getting 480 on my lasers. And instead of having, I think it was 1100, I'm getting 1265. So that means I can reach just that much further out, which is really useful on maps like Polar Highlands and HPG Manifold and Rubelit and stuff like that. Maps where you could have people at very dark, distant ranges. And with the jump jets, it allows you to pop up and lock that target if you don't already have the lock on them, and then be able to hit them with these. And in those cases, when I'm doing the pop targeting, I alpha strike all 4 of these. I ignore these lasers here, and I alpha strike. Most of the time, if I'm in a closer situation, I'll fire these while I'm getting a lock on these. And once these have finished, I usually have a lock by then, typically. And then I fire these in chain fire or an alpha strike. But when we go back down here, that chain fire or alpha strike, the alpha strike really depends on having the heat generation set up like this. I am all but fully skilled on the heat generation. I got the maximum range so that I can reach out at distance, but I also have the heat set up. Now, I didn't go with velocity here, and there's a reason for that. I wanted to make sure my reinforced casing was all up to date and an overheat damage selected as well. I wanted my full missile features because primarily I wanted to have my missile rack for additional ammo and the crit chance here. And it doesn't hurt to have a tighter knit versus. So once again with a missile spread, It's like the difference between a long barrel and a short barrel shotgun. A long barrel shotgun's going to get you a tighter knit cluster at range, and that's what that does for you. So scuttle density, armor hardening, reinforced casing, 1 into overheat damage. I wanted to go with, this is kind of a no-brainer to me. If you have jump jets, you need a shock absorbance. Because you don't want to be damaging your legs as much as possible on every landing, because sometimes you run out of jump jets. Sometimes you're trying to get on top of things, and sometimes you don't get on the top of that thing. Cool around heat containment, kind of a no-brainer. This is one of the few mechs I have that runs ATMs that does not have advanced zoom. I wanted full radar deprivation. Seismic sensor really would have been wonderful, but since I'm using jump jets and I'm moving around quite a bit, it's really not all that useful. It would have been great to have it, though. Too bad you still have to buy 3 points of target info just to get to seismic. I would have rather it have been like enhanced NARC, where you could just simply have it or not. But, you know, nobody's perfect. This is still a better system than the previous system we had before, and the one before that was even worse. The one two before this one was so bad that most people didn't even understand it very well. So this is an improvement. And then I wanted my 2 cool shots with the UAV, because that's what I typically run on most of my mechs. So I don't even think about the torso yaw features as much, because I do a lot of my shooting straight on, and the only time I use a torso yaw is to duck out damage, so I'm not getting targeted as well. You know, when you got missiles coming in and stuff, you want to twist and turn to avoid getting hurt as much as possible. I really dig these jump jets on the back, too. I even colored one of them. Yeah, this is a great mech. I really dig it. I'm on the fence, which I like better than this versus the Arctic Wolves. I think the Arctic Wolves do non-flying better, like the Arctic Wolf 1 and the 2. And I think this does better everywhere else. So if I had to choose between them, it'd be a tough choice. I probably would end up with the Huntsman.